October reminds me a little cold weather with rain and gloomy sky. Leaves are already turning yellow. Surely autumn is here. Hey guys, welcome to another plan with me. If you're new here, I'm Ifa, and every month I make bullet journal a little colorful with y'all. I always become an extra when it comes to my bujo theme for October. I'm going with the forest theme that I made last December. But it would be a slightly change with the colors and layouts. I took some inspiration for the changes and the color combination from Eravel on Instagram. As you can see, I've already sketched out my layers and chosen the Winsor and Newton Cotman watercolor as medium. Let's start painting with a mixture of burnt sienna, Indian red, and a little amount of white. I'm doing ground strokes so that it brings the texture of leaves. We'll go with a little amount of water for mixing the colors and blendings because my bullet journal can't hold the excess amount of water. I'm using cadmium yellow for making some different shades and trying different combinations of colors for different trees. Also, I'm avoiding the same scheme for the trees abreast. I've mixed burnt amber for a darker brown shade and blended it with the other tones on paper. For green trees, I'm using sap green, Hooker Dirks, cadmium yellow pale, and a little amount of black where it needs to be darker. You'll notice screens are shifting a little because unfortunately my phone was slipping off while filming, and later I found the mount broken. I'm glad that it wasn't totally broken at the time, otherwise I might have ended up my month without showing the process to you guys. But I'm a little sad because now it's totally broken and I have to buy another one. Anyways, I have drawn some bushes and colored them up with the mixture of browns, yellows, and greens. I darkened the background to make it like a deep forest. I feel tense when it comes to using black. I would have mixed it with the greens. I'm using almost a dry pointy brush to draw the grasses. Let's dry this out and move on to our title. For the title, I'm going with my Tombow Fudenosuke Heart Tip brush pen. It looks pretty, but I regret it afterwards because it left bleeding on the other side of this paper. I'm drawing out only some branches of the trees to make it like the leaves have already fallen, and I'm using a size of 0.5 Pigma Micron Fineliner for this. It will look quite blended if I use only a black pen for the details, so I'm using white acrylic pen for the thicker white strokes and white gel pen for the thinners. Where the black inks aren't visible enough, I'm using the white colors to make it more alive. My voiceovers might not be coming in good while explaining things. I messed up a lot. I don't use English in general and might have done a slip of tongue in these voiceovers. Though I'm improving a lot by explaining this stuff. If you wanna give some feedbacks, that will help me a lot. After a long time of trying out so many spreads, I have decided to use only some spreads that work for me. I don't need larger spaces for my monthly log as I use only it for my future events generally. This layout is working the best so far. Here each box is 4x5 grids, and I was inspired for this layout by my favorite purple potato. I'm using the 5 colors from the schemes for the background where I'll write the name of the days. I'm using a little more water to make the gradient effect. I use brush letters for the names of the days, but this brush pen releases too much ink sometimes, and I don't like the results, so I'm covering this up with a strip from the last page of the notebook. I don't use the last page anyway, so I use it for correcting any mistakes. I'm using glue stick to stick the strip and use Tombow tools for highlighting the number of the days. I use thinner pieces of washi tapes to cover the areas which aren't included for the month. The next spread for my habit and important spread. I'm making the forest illustration in the bottom but placing it in the middle of the notebook. I'm speeding up every illustration from now on because I'm using the same techniques as my cover page. Have you noticed my background has been a little darker this time? I use a board which has a wooden texture as a backdrop. It was looking a bit pale, so I used coffee stains to make it dark. It's very small in size and I didn't want to buy stains because it'll be all waste. And later I use olive oil to seal it. After drying up, it looks darker than I expected, but I like it anyway, so that's worth it. Let's give this painting to dry and make our headers. I'm using olive, brown grade and pale yellow washi tape for the background of my header and adding a piece of craft paper to write on. I've tried multiple times to make the header look perfect to me. It's a little struggle. I used a paper bag for it and I love the wrinkles. It goes with the vibes, doesn't it? These headers give some texture and more colors to the spread. Then I'm drawing 2 boxes for the goals and important section. I'll write the goals I want to achieve and the important things of this month. For my habit tracker, I'm going with the layout that I've shown you several times. I'll focus on 5 habits this month. I'm using Tombow dolls in shade 992, 192 and a brown Crayola Supertips marker. I'm drawing inner grids of the boxes with a fine tip of Tombow dolls and holding straight to get the thinner lines from Crayola marker. I didn't want to use these brush pens but couldn't get any other medium to get the thinner lines. for the headers, I'm using my alphabet stamps with black inks. The importance header looks dirty, so I have changed it off camera and added some washi tapes. We'll see the final result in the flip through. Next are my thoughts and corner planner spreads. I'm speeding up the repetitives because it made the video lengthy and quite boring too. I'm painting the trees and bushes distantly and make it continuous to the corner planner spread. I wanted to change the layout of the corner planner this time, but I didn't feel like changing it at the very last moment and stick to the layout that I'm using for years now. I'll try to focus on my workout routine this month because in the last couple of months I did track my workout days and it was fully blank. Next spread is dedicated to my workout routine and I'm gonna leave it blank for now. Basically, I'll write the exercise names and might have some small trackers to track the numbers. Suppose I have done 5 sit-ups a day and 18 the next day. I'll write them so that I can build my own motivation. Every month I use a time tracker, but I know I won't be very productive this month, and if I add something, it will be my sleeping hours. So I've decided to track my sleep hours only. I've added the days vertically and hours horizontally. I'm adding a tab for the extra hours I might have sleep without these hours. I hope I won't, but I don't want to be very strict about this. I've lined some week dividers and hours between the morning and afternoon. It's the last spread from this setup, which is my first weekly spread for October. I won't have too much work to do this week, so I'm going with narrow boxes and a little space for the illustration. For a little more decoration in the top, I drew some clouds with the gray Tombow dual brush pen. I wanted to use the brush pens and marker for the headers, but ended up some mistakes in the days. I wanted to fix them with white acrylic paint, but it doesn't look good, so I'm covering them up with the washi tapes and craft papers. I think it looks a lot better than the previous one. These are called pretty mistakes, you know. I use white gel pen to write the washi tape so that we can see it easily. I wanted to add some drop shadows, but I didn't feel it and used washis to decorate the spread. Here comes the final flip through. I hope you like this video. If you do, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. I think you're noticing the changes of the important spread here. I hope you'll have a great autumn days. Bye guys!